So you've had an introduction to online money and you want a piece. You want to escape that 9 to 5, or you want to set up a better life for yourself where you're living on your terms. Now, it's very difficult online because the tools are there, but there's so much information. It's so hard to actually stay focused and it's so easy to get sidetracked. So we're going to go through an exercise where you're able to focus on being able to build a business in your early 20s or teens, or even older. This works for everybody, right? But what I often see is everybody apes into a business and then they get sidetracked from all this information on other people making money online or changing the type of business that they're doing. So by following this exercise, we're going to be able to figure out how to progress as fast as possible and actually stick with the main business that we're choosing. So this is called positioning. Now, the reason why I'm so big on positioning is because you need to be in the position first and foremost to be able to start a business. Now, the first step is going to be pick your hustle. Now, this is easier said than done because if you've never made any money online or you've made a little bit and you're not really sure of it, it's hard to pick one path to go down because everybody online is spouting different paths. I mean, if you go on your social media feed right now, there's one guy doing Forex, there's one guy doing dropshipping, there's one guy doing fitness programs, one guy doing coaching. It's hard to choose the right one to do. So before you pick your hustle, ask yourself, what are you interested in? So if you sold stuff as a kid, maybe you want to do e-commerce. Or if you're into fitness, maybe you want to go down the fitness route. Or if you're really good with numbers, you might want to do something like Forex. So there's all different types of hustles that you can choose, but try and hone in on one of your already existing skills to then move down that path. So once you've picked your hustle, we're going to go on to this exercise, right? You need to pick the hustle and focus on the hustle is because otherwise you're just going to get caught up in the noise. Whereas if you're thinking to yourself, I'm starting this one thing and I'm sticking with this, then all of the other information that you're seeing is going to become irrelevant and it's going to help you focus on the type of content that you need to be consuming and stick on the same path. Now, when you start something, it's going to be difficult. You're not going to earn money straight away. But by making the decision to stick with one thing until it works, that's going to be your best chance of getting something off the ground. He who chases two rabbits doesn't catch either. Remember that one, yeah? So yeah, pick your hustle. Take some time to do this. Think about it. You know, research guys in your industry leaders. You know, don't go for the Lamborghinis, the Lamborghini guys, the Lamborghini in a Gucci cap. If you see someone in a Lamborghini in a Gucci cap, yeah, run away. That's my advice. So yeah, pick your hustle. Study people. Think what you want and what you will be able to do. Every skill can be learned, but you know. So, this is the goal, a good position. You want to be in a good position. Now, what does this mean? A good position is where you can balance time, finance, and knowledge together in the best way. So, let me give you an example. If you've got all the knowledge in the world, but you've got no time and no finances, you're going to struggle, right? And if you've got all the knowledge and the finance in the world, you know, maybe that's a bit of a better position because then you can pay for people's time. But by identifying that you've got these two things, you're then able to leverage the third one. So if you've got all the finance and time in the world, but no knowledge, that's also a good position because you can then leverage the money and the time or be able to take the time to then get the knowledge, right? Or if you've got all the finance in the world, and all the time, all the knowledge in the world, then again, you can leverage the time. Now, what we're looking for is to create more of each one. So if you're in a position where you've got no time, you've got no knowledge, and you've got no finance, then what we're trying to do is create more of each. We're trying to create that gap and leverage them off each other. So, let's say, for example, you've got no finances. How can we work on this? Well, maybe it's taking up a part-time job. If you've got absolutely no finances, then you know you've got to do some bullshit at the start. That's as simple as it is. But you know what? That's part of the game. You've got to get through that. You might want to start selling some stuff on eBay. You might want to take overtime at your existing work. But because we're starting like this, you're then able to identify, right, I need to get my finances up. So then you're able to do these to contribute to the full thing. Now you might be thinking, well, Theo, I've got no time. So then how do you create more time? Well, work on weekends. Work after work. Work on a morning. Cut the fucking Netflix. This might even be stuff like, you might want to be getting more knowledge with your time, so instead of listening to music, you turn to audiobooks. Or hire staff. Now, you might be lacking on knowledge. So this is going to be a lot of things. This is not saying you don't have any knowledge at all, but if you've been working a job or you've just gone to college or uni or whatever position that you're in, you need to get some knowledge on the business that you've chosen. So you need to be figuring out how you get the knowledge. So how do you get the knowledge on the online business? Self-study, YouTube, books, courses. So by doing this exercise and figuring out what position you're in, you're able to leverage and focus on each one of these parties. So just to be clear, the position I'm in now is I've got the time and I've got the knowledge, but the finances are not there. If you've been watching my channel, you know that I'm in a bit of a sticky one right now from my old business, but this is part of the game. But my focus now is not necessarily just on a new business, however that is one of my main points of focus, but my focus is getting myself in the position where I've got the finance to get the time and I've got the knowledge, so I can leverage them all together and be in this middle ground. So if you're starting out in business and you're looking at this and you're thinking, I've got to get the money, I've got to figure out how to get the time, I've got to get all the knowledge, and you're just trying to do it all at the same time, that's going to be difficult. That's going to be really difficult to pull off, because you're focusing on multiple things. But if you're able to look at this and say, look, right, well, I've got the time and I've got the knowledge, well, I need to focus on the finance part. So maybe you put these on pause for a bit and you focus on, I'm going to have to get a part-time job. I'm going to have to start selling my stuff on eBay. I'm going to have to take overtime at my work. Or I'm going to have to sell some of the existing stuff that I've already got. Or if you've got, again, if you're in a full-time job and it's paying well, however you don't like your working conditions, then your focus is, how do I create more time? Now, if you've got the finance, you might be able to pay people to do it. Or if you've got the knowledge, you might be able to create more time. So then you're able to focus on, how do I create more time? So if I'm trying to start a new business and I'm in a full-time job, well, you're working 9 to 5 every day. So where can you leverage your time? What are you spending your time on? Work on weekends. And you might be thinking, oh, I don't want to work 7 days a week. Listen, how arrogant are you if you think you can create a full-blown business not working on weekends? Yeah. Now, I'm not trying to push this toxic work culture, but you've got to understand, if you want to do anything of significance, it's going to take extra hours, and that's the same across board. Study any of the people that you look up to, they all spend time over hours, yeah? So then, you need to be focusing on how to create more of each. Now, you're not limited with these. You know, if you're creating times, if you're trying to create time, you don't have to work every week, just every weekend. You know, maybe you work an hour after work or 2 hours after work, or maybe you get up an hour earlier and do the work beforehand. Or maybe you just cut the Netflix, or maybe you just Start listening to audiobooks on your morning commute. So, you know, we're not limited with any of these options, but by laying it out in this is what we're trying to get. We're trying to get in this middle position, good position, yeah? This is where we're trying to be, right here, right here. So, before you start getting into all of the intricate parts of running a business, you know, that does need to be part of your knowledge. Don't get me wrong, that does need to be part of your knowledge. But it's about getting yourself in the position. So the thing is, as soon as you start freeing up your time, that is when simultaneously you're going to be getting the knowledge to then work on the business. Or if you start focusing on the finances, then that's going to give you the time to get the knowledge to work on your business. So all you need is the buffer period to be able to learn. So if you're in a full-time job and you're planning to get off that job, then your goal might be, I'm trying to get my finances to the point where I can survive for 6 months and I can start giving all of my time to knowledge and building the business, and then that's going to get you in this position. Because just remember, your full game can change in 6 months. No matter what position that you're in, your full life can change in 6 months. So that's the thing that we're holding on for. So yeah, I mean, this is the best way. This is the best way to get your thoughts out and get thinking, how can I get myself in a good position to start an online business? And, you know, this is not an easy road. Despite what online's telling you, not everybody that's picturing this lavish lifestyle online is really doing it, right? But a lot are, and it is possible, and it's easier than it's ever been. So run your life through this exercise and try and leverage each one to get yourself in the most important position, the best position that you can. So yeah, hope you got some value from that. Now, drop a like, subscribe. This next video I've got lined up is a big watch, so make sure you click that one. Till next time, let's get it.